Jimmy Butler-Bam Adebayo two-man game, finding a base. After a much-needed win at home against the Clippers, the Heat showed off the ultimate blueprint with Bam Adebayo leading the way as the offensive force, while Jimmy Butler closed it out late when most needed. But more importantly, they did it together. While these two top guys have showed they can make late playoff runs together as the primary threats, the two-man game just has never seemed to click. Defenders go under on the Butler screen, playing a lot more 2-on-2, compared to the usual 2-on-1 seen within a pick and roll like Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. There also falls a lot of weight on the pull-up jumper of Jimmy Butler, which is never a regular season reliable factor. But against the Clippers, it almost seemed like the Heat found a very minor trend that shifted the looks they would get out of that action. Yes, it helps that you were getting aggressive Adebayo. Yes, it helps that after Butler missed his first two shots of the game, he didn't miss the rest of the night. But still, there was a moment of realization. Take a look at this possession as an example. Marcus Morris fights over the screen and stays right at the hip of Butler in an empty corner PNR. As I stated before, they aren't playing in space, since it's a 2-on-2 match inside the arc at this point. He hits Bam in the pocket for the contested floater, which bounces off the front of the rim. What was the main problem? Well, go back and watch the speed that Bam slips out of that screen. While it's clear that the quick burst and speedy roll fits the style of a Herro or Lowry PNR, that is MST definitely not the case when Butler is hit of the action. He's more methodical, reactionary, and slow-paced. Not holding that screen a second longer just throws off the entire two-man pairing on this possession. So, let me show what that actually looks like. Same setup. Bam gives the handoff to Butler, who reverses back into an empty corner PNR. Paul George begins to fight over the screen in similar fashion, except Bam just holds positioning for that extra second. That's big time. Butler loops around baseline, basically forcing Zubac to fly up at him, which pulls him out of position. Gives a slight pump fake, Bam dives down the right slot, and it's an easy feed for the Bam dunk. We can talk chemistry. We can talk skill set. We can talk coverages. But I'm serious, it is all about the timing when it comes to this pairing. While this is the blueprint against a deep drop, there are also new counters to switching. Going back to that recent game against the Celtics in Boston, both Adebayo and Butler found real comfort off those switches in different ways. Butler spammed the Al Horford switch late in that game to close it out, but Adebayo was also sealing off the smaller wing player as seen in the clip above. After the switch occurs, Butler immediately stops in his tracks to point at Bam to post up for the entry pass. He catches it, faces up, and turns into a strong drive to draw the foul, which was a crucial play in that game under a minute to go in overtime. But to further my point on the Butler-Bam connection rising, go back and watch that clip again. But don't watch Bam this time on the catch, just keep your eyes on Butler. As soon as Bam gets in position to burst down the lane, Butler sprints back out to clear out Horford from providing weak side help. These are the needed elements to make this Heat offense work so smoothly. While we talk so often about how elite the Herro-Bam PNR has consistently been since the middle of the season last year, would you believe me if I told you the Butler-Bam PNR has been better statistically this year? Of course, the Herro-Bam pairing almost doubles the volume of Butler and Bam, but the point still stands. Herro-Bam PNR puts up 1.25 points per possession, while the Butler-Bam PNR is putting up 1.28 PPP. This isn't to overly analyze and compare these two, but it really showcases just how efficient these guys have been in that set. By far the best we've seen since Butler landed in Miami a few seasons ago.